Me and Jerwayne had went and talked to a lawyer about Alexis being hit because people were telling me, you'll never have to worry about this. Like, you'll be taken care of. You're never going to have to worry about this. And so before Jerwayne passed away, we had already talked to this lawyer. Now, the trial goes on, and we only went in asking for $100,000, but I was awarded $2.5 million after Jerwayne passed away. I never touched that money. It was dirty money. Not all money's good money. And my daughter was never going to be brought back. Part 7. Okay, now Jerwayne has passed away, and I'm just standing in the hospital hearing this blood-curdling scream, and I'm like, what is really going on? So that was Jody. Jody's leg had been severely broken. His femur bone was crossed outside of his leg, and they flew him to Birmingham Hospital. And as I'm standing in there, the doctor comes in and he was like, well, we would like to admit you for a few days, because I was just not, I don't know if he thought I was in shock or what. And I'm like, I'm not staying here. My daughter's already been here. My son's already been, or not my son, my husband's already been here. I'm pregnant. At this point, I didn't know I was having a boy. And he's like, okay, well, it's me and Andrea, the preacher, and her husband. And they took us into a room. And he's like, stay right here, I'll be right back. Well, he comes back with a handful of nanny-zannies. And he's like, I want you to take care of yourself. I mean, all these people felt really, really bad for me. And he probably could have lost his job for this. But when I tell you he had me a handful, it was a handful. And I just looked and I was like, score. But not in a good way. Like, I'm still feeling like I'm out of my body. I don't even feel like any of this is real. I feel like I have a death curse on me. And in 3 months, 3 weeks, every 3 weeks, there's another death. Boom, boom, boom. So, you know, we had got the 5 plots, and now I'm having to bury him. But I did not want to live in that house. And we had put, like, I don't know, 3 or more months rent down on that house. And I went to those people and I was like, I can't stay here. I just can't stay here. And so they gave me all of my money back, because we hadn't even been staying in the house for like a week and a half. And remember, I couldn't even hang the pictures on the walls because it just didn't feel like my home. And so they gave me all my money back, and then me and Andrea ended up getting an apartment together. So I'm going through this pregnancy and I'm just torn to pieces. Like, I don't even know what I want. I knew that I had to take semi-care of myself because of this baby that I'm carrying. But then, like, me and Jerwayne had already discussed, like, maybe naming him Charlie. And I wanted him to be named after Jerwayne. And so I ended up coming up with Zane. And then McKinley was somebody in their family. So I thought that's a great name. And then I was like, but I love Alexander Javon. And I was going back and forth. And I'm just like, Zane, I think that's supposed to be his name. So everybody's fighting over who's going to go in with me to have this baby, because everybody knows I'm having to have a C-section. And all the women, the sisters, the two my mama, Jerwayne's mama, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to settle this right now. My brother can go in with me. Not my baby brother, but my middle brother. Because my baby brother was a little bit too young. But my middle brother, I was like, you got this? You gonna do this with me? And he's like, yeah, sis, I got you. And I'm like, all right. So I go in there. I had already had 1 C-section. Now, it was an emergency C-section, but I had it. So I kind of knew what was going to happen. they get me in there, get me all set up, and me and Eric's in there, and I'm just like, it was bittersweet, you know. It was like I'm having this baby, but then his daddy ain't here, his sister ain't here. But when I have him, he is the perfect little baby. He had red hair, and then he had a perfect heart shape on his cheek. And I said, oh my God, that's where they kissed you before you were born. And I've always told him that. So, but I end up moving from the apartment that me and Andrea had because I wanted a place that I could call home, and I didn't feel home at anywhere. So I ended up coming back to the town that I grew up in and get me an apartment here. And I felt a little more at ease because my mom was just like 2 doors down. Well, actually, there was only one apartment between us. But like I needed something besides being far away from my people. And Misty ended up moving in with me, and it was just very weird times because although I'm happy, I have my apartment, I have my new son, it's like stuff just still don't feel right. I don't even know how to explain it, but I had the perfect little human, and he was beautiful, and he was everything that I dreamed he would be. But his daddy just wasn't getting to be a part of it now.